Hey everyone, it's Myriam and welcome to my second Inktober 2017 video. This one is for days 5, 6, 7 and 8. If you guys want to know more about the theme that I'm following for Inktober, it's a mental illness, mental health theme. If you guys want to know more about my approach and exactly how I'm going about it and what my drawings are supposed to represent and all that, I explained that in more detail in my first Inktober video, which I uploaded last Wednesday, so I'll put the link in the description below for you to check it out if you would like to. I've also decided to give some of the proceeds from that video to the Brain and Behaviour Research Foundation, which helps provide grants for researchers to research treatments and help for various mental illnesses. If you guys know more about that foundation than I do, or if you know of any other charities that accept donations that are very useful to anyone with a mental illness, then I'd be glad to read it and hear about it, so don't hesitate to comment and I'll make sure to look them up. Talking about donating money for mental health, next Tuesday the 10th of October, is apparently a mental health day, so I wanted to do something a bit special, and because I'm doing that theme for Inktober, because of the response and because it's a very important subject to me, I wanted to do a little something towards raising money for mental health. And this is not to draw pity or anything, it's just an explanation of why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. I'm not currently earning enough money myself to make a living, so I can't actually donate a lot, but I still want to do a gesture and I still want to do something so that we can all together help that field. And so I'm going to do a small discount in my shop, and I will give a certain percentage of the profits to the same foundation, probably by the end of either the week or the month, depending how soon I can process everything. So next week, from Tuesday to the Monday, I will have a discount going in my store. It will be a 10% discount. I'll put a code in the description below so you guys can input that code at checkout. It will be precisely from Tuesday the 10th of October 8 AM BST to Monday the 16th of October 10 PM BST. So those are the times that everything will start and everything will finish. I don't know yet what percentage of the profits I'm going to give over to the foundation, because it will depend on how much we manage to raise. There will always be a certain percentage of it that will go to the charity, but it will strongly depend on how much we raise, because obviously the problem with me doing a discount in my shop is because I have to outsource my prints. I don't have a very big margin on them. I don't actually earn a lot of money from my prints, and so if I have too big of a discount, I lose any profit. So that's not very useful if I want to be able to give the money away. So I will have to tally up exactly what the profits were by the end of the week, and then I can let you guys know in function of how much I have earned. I will be able to let you know exactly what the percentage of the donation will be. There will always be one, but it will just vary on how much we've raised. So yeah, here we go. I hope you guys are on board with this idea. Quick disclaimer. In no way am I saying that you should. I really don't want you guys to feel pressured to give anything at all. And that's why I'm donating part of the proceeds from last week's video to this. Because that way, if you guys still want to feel like you're raising some money for the foundation, then you can just go watch that video or share that video, and the money from that video will in part also go towards the donation. So that way, those of you who can spend a bit more money and buy something on my shop are more than welcome to do so, and will be contributing. But the people who can't do that will also be contributing if you watch my previous Inktober video. So I hope this is a scheme that will help everyone feel like they've joined in. Now on to my regular message that I seem to put into every video now, because I don't know, I hope it doesn't lessen my message to put this in every video now, because I truly mean it and I feel like you deserve to have this message in every video, and that is just a general deeply felt thank you. The response to my Inktober project has been absolutely mind-blowing so far. This first week has been really intense and really emotional for me because I didn't go into this theme with that in mind at all. To be honest, I didn't even choose the theme and then do the drawings along that theme. I wanted to do those drawings and they just seemed to fit that theme. So the drawings and the ideas kind of came before the theme came. It just felt fitting. It felt like it went together well, and I represent a lot of how I feel even when I don't realise it when I'm actually drawing. I've realised that I draw how I feel since I started this project, and you guys have been commenting a lot. I realised that this isn't a projection of me a lot of the time. It's a projection of some kind of thing I've felt in the past or still feel or probably will feel. It's all a projection of me, and that's why I think this is working so well. It's because I'm not actually forcing anything. This is all coming from me, and I'm not trying to fit my thing. It's just all work that just feels right to me, and I think that's the best solution to anything that will be successful, I suppose, because I think we can all feel when something comes from the heart and is genuine, and it's the best recipe to relate to something. At least, yeah, I can only speak for myself, obviously, but I know that the work that I personally favour in other artists is something that I feel is personal for them and kind of comes out of them rather than out of a desire to please. So yeah, I hope that is what you can see in my work. I really did not expect this response to my Inktober work. I'm at a loss for words trying to express how how incredible this is. You guys have shared stories that are beautiful and so personal, and it's genuinely humbling for me to feel like you can feel comfortable enough saying this in this community and within the context of my work. It's the human element to this is genuinely incredible, and I'm very, 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 very thankful for all of you. I don't know how this is going to keep going. Maybe this is just a 1 week thing, or maybe the month will keep going well, and I don't know. This is so far. I can only be grateful and humbled by everything that's been going on. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. One of the really interesting elements to this project has been that most people actually have very different interpretation of each piece I do. I don't personally have any interpretation of my own pieces, and so whenever people on Instagram or in the comments here have been commenting and interpreting what they see in a personal way and telling me how it relates to them, I feel like I get to learn and understand better how other people's perception of the world is and how they live through their life and how things affect them, and obviously not on a individual personal level but more on a general level. It's so difficult to really, at least I find that it's very difficult for me to fully realize that others work differently to me, because obviously I know in theory that that's the case, but emotionally it's difficult to realize that they live in their own world, in their own context, with their own personal endeavors. And so if people relate to my work and tell me how exactly they relate to it and how it makes them feel, and if it represents something that they've personally felt, I just feel like it opens my mind to them and to how their world feels and works, and I just feel richer from it. And so it also helps me understand better other mental illnesses, because I very probably won't get to experience 99% of illnesses out there, and there are some things that you just can't understand until you live through them. You can have the theory, you can have you know, you can read the experience of other people, but it's just not something that you can experience. And I think that personally I've found that one of my best ways to try and understand it and try and have a better awareness of how those things work and how they affect people is by how people relate to the work I create. And so if they explain to me exactly in what way that piece actually reflects how they felt, it's almost as if we're suddenly sharing a link that we never had before. And it's like I said, I just feel richer as a human being from this. So thank you all so much for completing my work in that way and making me feel like I'm growing as a human being. Every time I record these videos and I share my thoughts and the kind of thing I just talked about, I always feel a bit naff afterwards. I always feel a little bit ridiculous, which is bad, really, isn't it? Because it's kind of, I shouldn't feel that way. I'm just sharing exactly what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling genuinely, and the fact that I feel ridiculous about it afterwards, I wonder if it's linked to the stigma of being emotional and kind of showing it to other people. We're not very used or taught to do that. It's almost shameful to suddenly look weak, and it's odd how weakness is a shameful thing. It really shouldn't be, should it? Because we're all feeling weak in some way or another. We all have weaknesses, and it's odd that I feel guilty about sharing them, and it's odd that feeling open and sharing my concerns and my thoughts and how I reflect on things suddenly makes me feel like I shouldn't be, or like someone is gonna hold it against me for doing it. It's strange. It's a very destructive way of thinking, because it invalidates how we think and how we feel. We feel guilty for not... I'm suddenly saying we, maybe it's just me, I don't know. I can't imagine it's just me. I know enough people around me who feel the same, but yeah, it's a strange one. Sorry, this isn't really the direction I wanted this video to take. I tend to do that a lot, but that's why I'm asking you guys for topics for my next video, so that I don't stray so much in the next ones. So yeah, let me know what you'd like me to talk about, and I'll do a similar ramble about it, if that's okay with you guys. And actually, I wanted to talk a little bit about the piece I'm actually painting right now. To me, it's personally right now, it's my favourite ones of all the ones I've done. Initially, I didn't like the idea and I didn't like how I was doing it. And then I started getting into it a bit more, and now I really, really like it. It feels like me more than the other ones, in the sense that to me, it represents me a bit more than the other ones. The other ones were an aspect of me, but this one feels a bit more general about how I feel, in the sense that I feel like my whole life, because I've had this underlying anxiety and this kind of knowledge that if I let myself kind of give in to the negativity in me, then I'd probably drown, or I'd probably be devoured by it and find it very, very difficult to come out of it again. And I'm lucky enough that I always had a really great support system around me that helped me stay afloat, which is the epitome of being fortunate. I have an incredible family, and I've always had incredible friends, and now I have you guys. It's just, I've got all these elements I've always helped me be happy with my life in the general sense. And I find that very rare and very precious. But the thing is, I can still feel the darkness. I know that's a cliche way of saying it, but it's kind of that. It's kind of that riving kind of panic in me that I know could come out if I don't tame it and if I don't keep it in control. And I know the control is very tenuous, and I know the control is very fragile, and that a lot of things can trigger the panic to come out. But I've managed so far, and the longer I manage, the not easier, but the stronger I get in doing it. And so I hope you guys have a support system that can help you do that too. But anyway, I rambled away too much and now it's the end of the video and I didn't see it coming, so now I have to say a really quick goodbye. Take really good care of you all and I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye everyone.